Well, hello, and welcome back to Fluent and Fearless, the podcast where we help you communicate clearly and confidently in any situation. I'm Katherine Arthur, a speech-language pathologist, American English accent and pronunciation instructor, and a radio broadcaster. So obviously, I know a lot about talking, and I do a lot of it, professionally, socially, and I'll admit I even talk to myself. And despite all of that talking, I don't speak English perfectly all of the time. I make mistakes just like the rest of us who speak English as our native language. But here's what I see time and time again in accent and pronunciation coaching, and that's perfectionism, especially among my ESL professionals. So if you're a professional who speaks English as a second language, today's episode might hit a little close to home. That's because we're talking about something that sounds helpful but actually holds a lot of people back, and that's trying to speak English perfectly. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a good goal, right? But the more someone tries to be perfect, the less they actually speak. And over time, you'll find yourself trapped in a cycle of silence. Cycle of silence? What's that? It sounds like a scary movie, doesn't it? Well, sometimes trying to be perfect is scary. But I'm here to help you overcome that. So stay with me on this episode of Fluent and Fearless. I'm Katherine Arthur. So what is the cycle of silence, and why does it happen to perfectionists? Well, here's how it usually works. Say you're in a meeting and you have an idea. You want to contribute, but before you speak, your brain starts checking these things. It asks you, is my grammar correct? Was this the right word to say? Or what if I say it wrong? So instead of speaking, you wait. You adjust the sentence in your head. You try to make it better, more precise, more perfect. And by the time you're ready, the moment is gone. Or someone else has already said something similar. So you stay quiet. And the more this happens, the more your brain learns speaking is risky, and it's better to stay silent. That's what we call the cycle of silence. And here's the frustrating part. It slows your progress in speaking English, which is the exact opposite of what you want. So here's why perfect English creates anxiety. Let's talk about what's happening underneath all of this, because this isn't just about language, it's psychological. When you aim for perfection, you attach meaning to every mistake. A small grammar error doesn't feel like a small error. It feels like you don't sound professional, or you think that people will judge you, and you think that you're not as capable as other people think you are. That's called fear of negative evaluation, and that's something powerful. Now, I've worked with professionals who are highly skilled in their field, but when they speak English, they say they feel like an imposter, even when people understand them perfectly well. And there's also a cultural layer for some speakers. Now, if you come from a background where mistakes are associated with humiliation or failure or embarrassment in front of other people, speaking imperfectly can feel deeply uncomfortable. So instead of risking that discomfort, your brain chooses safety. And silence is safety. So that's just one of the many reasons why ESL professionals may fall into this perfect English trap. Also, in many learning environments, correctness is the priority. Think about how you might have learned English. Perhaps you learned in school, and you were taught to avoid mistakes and focus on grammar and aim for accuracy. Now, all of that is helpful in learning a new language, but in real-time communication, especially at work, your goal is not perfection. Your goal is connection. If your listener understands you the first time, you've succeeded, even if your sentence wasn't perfect. Now, here's one of the biggest misunderstandings I hear about fluency. People think that they need to be more accurate before they speak more. But research and real-world experience show the opposite. You become more fluent by speaking imperfectly, not by waiting until you're perfect. Now think about how children learn language. They don't wait until their grammar is 100% correct. They speak, they make mistakes, they learn, and they adjust. That's how fluency develops. But as adults, especially professionals, We reverse the process. We do it backwards. We wait until everything sounds right, and that delay is what keeps us from making progress. Now, what I see far too often is my clients falling into the perfect English trap. Let me explain. Trying to sound perfect often makes you harder to understand, not easier. Here's an example. I worked with a client who was a business manager who prepared very carefully before every meeting. She would mentally rehearse full sentences like this one. Based on the current data analysis, it would be strategically advantageous to implement a revised operational framework. Grammatically, the sentence is perfect, but when my client spoke, it sounded like she was reading from a script. She was so focused on being perfect that her speech sounded slow, overly formal, and disconnected from the conversation. And because she was trying to remember the sentence exactly word for word, she lost the natural rhythm of the American English language. She was prepared, she knew what to say, but her coworkers, they'd interrupt her or simplify her ideas for her. And this was not because she lacked knowledge. It was because the delivery felt unnatural. She put too much pressure on herself to be perfect. Here's another example. An engineer I worked with said, "I try to make my grammar perfect before I speak." So in meetings, he would pause, and pause, and pause some more, searching for the perfect sentence. But by the time he spoke, the conversation had already moved on. Or he would start a sentence, stop midway, and then restart it. That created an impression of hesitation, like he didn't have confidence in himself. But the real issue wasn't his English level. It was the pressure he put on himself to be flawless. When we shifted his goal from perfect to clear, everything changed. He took a chance on being less than perfect, to making a mistake now and then, because this actually helped him learn to be more comfortable speaking English. And his listeners became more comfortable when he spoke English too. He took the pressure off himself, was more relaxed, and more like himself. So now let's take a look at what perfectionism actually does to your speech, and let's get practical about it. When you're trying to speak perfectly, a few things happen. Number one, you become overly self-conscious. You're monitoring every word instead of focusing on your message, and your personality starts to disappear. Number two, you overcorrect yourself. Like the engineer I spoke about earlier, you start a sentence, then you stop, you restart, and then you adjust midway. But this disrupts your flow and makes you sound less confident. Number three, you experience analysis paralysis. You search for the perfect word while the conversation keeps moving. You analyze everything you're about to do, and then you end up doing nothing. Fear and perfectionism equal procrastination. Number four, you get mentally exhausted. All that monitoring uses energy, and it uses energy fast. And instead of improving, you feel drained. I once had a client tell me that they were more tired after speaking English for 10 minutes than they were after a full workday. And that is the cost of perfectionism. So if perfection isn't the goal, then what is? Well, it's connection. When you're speaking English, ask yourself, was I understood? If the answer is yes, then your communication was successful. Even if your grammar wasn't perfect, even if your sentence wasn't elegant, even if you had to rephrase something, communication is not about performance. It's about clarity. So if you speak English as a second language and you're staying silent because you want to be perfect when you speak, let's see how we can help you. Here are some strategies that work. Number one, prioritize clarity over accuracy. A clear message is better than perfect grammar. Do you often ask yourself, how can I sound perfect? Well, let's replace that with a better question. Ask yourself, how do I sound clear? That means focusing on important words being stressed clearly, natural pacing, and simple, direct sentence structure. Now let me get back to the business manager that I spoke about earlier in the episode. we changed her approach from memorizing full sentences to thinking in ideas. So instead of saying, based on the current data analysis, she would begin with, looking at the data. Do you see how that has the same meaning? But a more natural delivery, and it's easier for listeners to follow. And more importantly, she stayed present in the conversation. So here's a reminder. You do not need to sound like a native speaker to be effective. You do not need to eliminate your accent. And you do not need to speak perfectly. You need to be understood. Strategy number 2, accept that mistakes are part of progress. Mistakes are not evidence of failure. They are evidence that you are actively learning. As I mentioned before, native speakers of American English tend to be very forgiving of your mistakes. Most of us are impressed that you're able to speak a second language so well. Strategy number 3, remember that native speakers make mistakes constantly. They say things like, he don't like coffee, instead of, he doesn't like coffee. And they just keep talking because the goal is communication, not perfection. Strategy number 4, gradually reduce your fear through exposure. So start small. Talk to people like a barista or a coworker you trust, or even talk to yourself out loud. The goal is to show your brain that speaking in English is safe. Now let's look at some practical ways to reduce pressure on yourself. Let's make this actionable. Use contractions. I am becomes I'm. Do not becomes don't. This instantly makes your speech more natural and less formal. Also, try to keep your sentences simple. Simple is powerful. In your next conversation or meeting, instead of planning perfect sentences, plan out your key idea. Then say it simply. For example, instead of saying, I was considering whether it might be beneficial to, try saying, I think we should. Simple language creates space for natural delivery, and natural delivery builds confidence. Also, try practicing active speaking, not just thinking. Try recording yourself or shadowing, which means repeating after a native speaker, or having low-pressure conversations. And stop translating word for word. This creates unnatural phrasing and it slows you down. So think in ideas, not sentences. So let's redefine what success in speaking American English really is. If you share an idea or ask a question or even make someone laugh, you succeeded. So here's something that I want to say, and I want to say it clearly to you. You do not need to sound like a native speaker in order to be effective. You do not need to eliminate your accent 100%. And you don't need to speak perfectly. You just need to be understood. Clarity should be your goal, not perfection. So if you've been trying to sound perfect in English, I want you to hear this. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just using a strategy that doesn't work well in real-time communication. Remember, you do not absolutely need to be perfect in English. What you need is clear, confident communication. And when you focus on clarity instead of perfection, something powerful begins to happen. You sound more natural, and you'll feel more relaxed, and people will understand you more easily. And with that, this is Katherine Arthur, and thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this episode resonated with you, feel free to share it with all of your perfectionist friends and coworkers. And if you've been holding yourself back from speaking, try one small thing this week. Just say it. Let it be simple. Let it be imperfect. Just don't stay silent. And speaking of speaking, if you speak English as a second language, you've already accomplished something remarkable. You're working, collaborating, and building relationships in a language that isn't your first. But even highly skilled professionals sometimes feel that their spoken communication does not fully reflect their knowledge and their skills. Do people occasionally ask you to repeat yourself? Do meetings move quickly and it's hard to jump in? Or do you simply want your voice to sound as confident as you truly feel that you are? Well, guess what? I have a free guide that can help you. It's called Speak with Confidence, and it's filled with strategies to help you sound more natural and professional when speaking American English. You can get your copy of this free PDF guide today. All you have to do is go to pronouncespeech.com, pronouncespeech.com. Click the blue button near the top of the page, and the free guide will be on its way to you. It's that simple. Speak with Confidence, a guide for ESL professionals. Again, go to pronouncespeech.com, pronouncespeech.com. Click the blue button for the free Speak with Confidence guide, and your free guide will be on its way to you. Now get out there and speak up, even if you don't feel perfect, because you're more perfect than you know. And be sure to connect with us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at Pronounce Speech and Accent Specialists. I'm Katherine Arthur, and that's Katherine with a K in case you want to connect with me on LinkedIn. Look me up on social media, send me a message, because I really enjoy talking to each and every one of you. Again, Katherine Arthur here. So until next time, keep speaking, keep showing up, and keep reminding yourself that your voice deserves to be heard. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time on Fluent and Fearless.